Sorry. Where does it go? Everybody, this is Clueless Company, episode 10, and our first outdoor podcast.
Yeah. Just in the backyard, chilling.
Well, no, we're at an undisclosed, amazing location.
Somebody's backyard.
Super expensive.
Just a park.
Just a random park.
We decided to bring the gazebo.
Yeah, we set up a little tent thing.
Yeah.
We're in the middle of Central Park in New York.
Yeah.
Coming to you live.
Jesus Christ. Supposed to be just like, so do I. How have you guys been doing?
Chilling.
Yeah.
Are we past introducing ourselves at this point?
Well, you guys didn't do it.
Oh, you're the ones who's supposed to start.
I'm Chris.
Everybody knows.
Steven.
I'm Gerardo. Everyone knows us now. We're famous. We're famous. Everybody should know.
Right, put my drink over too.
Everyone who watches, Mitchell.
Shout out to those 12 people.
Mitchell. And Baker sometimes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know. I got back into Survivor. I finally restarted.
No.
I was really excited about that. That was one of the first things.
You're in the show?
Oh yeah, I'm in it.
Oh, okay.
I can't split. No, I'm just kidding. I wish.
Recasted? Damn.
I don't know. Maybe I'll send like a video in one day. But no, they restarted the thing after a year hiatus because of COVID. They got restricted, you know.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's intense. They already had, because normally like one team wins the first one, they get Flint, and the next time they do like a challenge, everyone else will get Flint. And this time it was like first team to win gets Flint, then the other people had to like compete for a game or something to get Flint, and once they had it, the next tribal they had, or the next challenge, the two losers lost their Flint, so they couldn't make fire anymore.
So is the goal to survive COVID?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, they already commented. Yeah, they were like, oh, it's so good not to have masks on and stuff, and because I guess some of the people in this season are ones that were supposed to be in that last season that got canceled, and then some people are like new ones that were like interchange, like a sub in.
Yeah.
A substitution. I don't know what you call it. I can't remember.
Tag team.
Tag team. Yeah. I don't know. And so like someone couldn't go, so they got put in. I guess one chick even heard it was like 2 days before the Survivor crew was leaving for the Fiji Islands. They found out one person couldn't go. And so they're like, okay. And they called up one of the subs and they're like, can you do it? And she was like, what? And they're like, you need to pack and you basically need to leave tonight to meet us so that we could leave the country in like a day or two. And it's like, and you need to be tested and all these things. And it's like, so you need to leave like now basically if you want to be in Survivor. And so she basically just told her husband she had to go and like dipped out.
Damn.
So couldn't you imagine getting like a day's notice?
Right. And having to get a COVID test too?
Yeah, they ought to be tested and everything.
It's crazy.
And then quarantined for a while. There's even one kid who, I don't think he's the youngest ever, but he's the youngest for the season. He was in that group who got like held back and they had to wait. And so he just spent the year like building fires in his backyard and doing all this stuff, just watching Survivor and doing every challenge they did. And there were other people who were like, whatever, fuck it. And you could tell they just don't know how to do anything. They're just chilling there. They're like, we'll be socializers. It looks like a good season. I don't know, it's fun. I'm excited to have it back. They're even gonna they're changing up. They asked at the beginning, I guess it was something they thought about behind the scenes of Jeff Probst always goes, come on in guys, at like the beginning for every challenge. And I guess they've like rethought that and they brought it up and they're like, oh, is everyone okay with that? Like, is guys still fine? Like in this day and age, we're coming back after the year hiatus. Like, is everyone okay? And everyone at first like, yeah, we're fine, we're chilling with that. And everyone's like, okay. And it comes into the next challenge, he's like, come on in guys. And then someone goes, Jeff, I actually have a confession. I'm not actually appreciative of the guy's part. And he's like, fine. He's like, perfect. He's like, I didn't actually care either. Guess what? The new one is, come on in. it's like, we're doing it still. It doesn't really matter. And so they just kept going. But it was funny. You could see they thought about every little detail because they had a year in hiatus where they're like not allowed to film, not allowed to go anywhere. They were just like thought about every little part of the show. They're even bringing people in behind the scenes now because there used to be like little hidden rewards and shit you could get. And you as the watcher didn't know where those were until the person found them. And now they're showing a little behind the scenes of Jeff Probst walking around their camp like at night and stuff, like hiding some of the little challenge rewards and shit. So you get to know where they are. So as people are walking by, like looking for them, you're like, oh, she's so fucking close. Like she just reaches her hand up.
Yeah.
So it's cool. They did some little changes. I was really excied for that. I'm guessing you guys weren't big Survivor people.
Never watched it ever.
Man.
Do you guys ever have like a reality TV show you guys liked?
No.
We're all annoying.
Total Drama Island.
Total Drama Island.
Same thing, right?
Yeah. I never got into reality TV.
I mean, the only one I like, admittedly, is Survivor, and Bella's got me into the circle a little bit just because it's so ridiculous. I like how just ludicrous that show is, but mostly it's just Survivor. So it was like one of the ones that started it all type of deal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've never really watched it. As a kid, I just watch cartoons and all that shit. So.
TV series.
Yeah.
No, all my brothers, we'd sit around, because way back when people didn't do like voting blocks and it was, like everyone got a vote basically, because it was early on, we'd all sit there and have like, oh, I'll be like Joey. And like we'd be like the person who'd count the votes for him at tribal council and shit. We'd all be like on the couch, and that was like a little family deal for us for a while. I think me and my dad are one of the few now who just still keep up with it. I don't know. I was excited to have that back, admittedly, so I had to bring that up.
I'm not excited.
Have you guys watched anything in the past? What, like day or two?
No, I've been watching. I finished Squid Game.
Right, yeah, explain that to me, because I literally watched a minute, and then, yeah, it's some game show.
Yeah, so it's like some... So the premise is that, so it's a Korean show, Korean dubbed in English.
This is just a made-up show. It's not after a Korean game show or anything. Yeah.
It would be crazy because people die.
Yeah, well, I just mean like, is like the style of the games. They're like a Korean game show where people do these like games and stuff that happen there. Yeah.
Little did you know it is real.
So a bunch of people who are in debt and living out on the streets and shit, they're given a second chance at life by entering this game show. They're told that it's just, we're playing kids games, you could win this money, blah blah. They don't realize until during the first game, which was red light, green light, which is what's been all over TikTok, is that if you lose, you die.
Oh.
So there's like around like 400 something people.
How many people lose at each game? Is it like divided or?
It varies.
Yeah.
Like in the first game, like more than half of them died.
Oh. Was it just like a free for all, or was it like are there in teams?
Yeah, so
what?
So it's free for all, red light, green light for the first episode, and it's it's like robot at the end. If it looks at you and you're still moving, when it says red light, you get shot.
So okay, classic game, but yeah.
And then you have to get to the end before the 5 minutes is up, or however much time, I forget. And if you don't make it, then you also die.
Yeah. And then when people die, money gets put into a pot.
Yeah. It was like something like 100 million won per person that dies.
I don't know how much that is, but okay.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if people are in debt in Singapore, I'm sure any amount of it, they're just winning it. It's good.
And so that's part of the show, and then they go on and do, I think it was like 6 games, and then the winner, the final man standing, gets all the money.
Okay.
Which was like 46 billion or some shit. So yeah.
I mean, sounds intense.
Yeah.
It is.
It was pretty entertaining.
You and your murderous bastards.
Too.
God, man. You guys just love murder. I'm guessing like gruesome deaths? I guess, or are they just quick deaths or something? Like how?
Some of them were pretty gruesome. It's like falling from tall heights and getting shot. And
I think it was most gruesome was when they were sleeping at night.
Yeah,
they could kill each other.
At some point, they started attacking each other at night.
Because they knew there were no rules.
Oh.
And they figured out that by killing people, the pot gets bigger.
Yeah.
So they obviously started killing each other at night.
It was kind of like a sub game for the people. Like at some point, they came back in, like the guards, and they stopped the fighting, but
they did have an opportunity to leave. But the majority voted to opt out of the game. Everyone.
Yeah. And then all the money goes to the victims' families.
Yeah. Oh.
Which happened only once, I think. If I remember correctly. Mm-hmm. They all opted out to leave. It was after the first game.
Yeah. But then
rightfully so.
Everyone came back. They're like, "Shit, we went all through all that, and now we don't get any of the money." So.
They want the money.
Yeah, but you got your life.
Yeah.
You do.
At that point, I would leave.
But they were, howling dead. They realized that they show a little bit of a couple people's lives.
Okay, to give you a taste.
Kind of shittier out here. Let's just.
Oh, like shittier out in the world than they are in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know how, I mean, like, I understand maybe sleeping arrangements and food, maybe that's true, but I don't know if there's just like a murderous organization.
Well, it was like the main character, his mom was dying, she needed surgery. Some other guy was being chased by gang members and shit, and he's like, he was gonna die anyway.
Oh, jeez, okay.
So, yeah. Saw it all over TikTok, and Mitchell was posting about it on Snapchat and stuff, so I was like, oh well.
I just saw it on the most featured. I like clicked it. I watched the Squid Men, I guess, I don't even know, walk into the room, and everyone's like, what's going on? And I was like, what do you mean what's going on? You're in the room. And I was confused because they were confused. I was like, I feel like you guys should know what's going on right now. And then so I was like, what is this show? So then I clicked beat, and I like went through the info sheets for this episode. I was like, what the fuck is this show? And it was like, yeah, some game show thing. And then the guy was like, I'm hunting the person. I want to know who it is or something. And I was like, well, I don't know what this fucking show is.
And it's like the classic thing where it's like a bunch of really rich VIP guys, paying to watch.
Oh, Hunger Games-esque, yeah.
I think the game maker was part of the game.
Spoiler alert.
Oh.
Damn, spoilers, bro. Rewind it and then forget it.
Yeah.
And then skip that part.
Yeah.
That's how the internet works.
There's a lot of South Korean films that are based off games that came out.
Yeah.
There's one that was called Battle Royale. Literally just...
That's an old one.
Yeah.
Just Battle Royale.
It's literally just called Battle Royale.
Damn.
I made a second one too.
Damn, if they copyrighted that, good for them. That title, Jesus.
I believe it came out before like Battle Royale games got big.
Maybe that's there's no game just called Battle Royale. Jesus Christ.
And they're good. Pretty good.
Yeah, a lot
Different.
more foreign films have been getting big on Western markets.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps with streaming, I feel like. I don't know why cable networks weren't buying or renting, licensing, I guess for the term, licensing more foreign films. But
Yeah.
it seems like streaming services definitely are.
I mean, you have that movie Parasite that got really big.
That
Never
movie,
watched it.
I watched it. It was good, but holy shit, was it weird. It was about, I don't know, quick synopsis, spoilers, maybe, I don't know. The poor family has a kid who's buddy with this other kid who's really rich, and he tutors other rich people. That dude vouches for him, so then he goes to like go help tutor these rich people and stuff, whatever. And then the family just kind of worms their way into that rich family's life and like tries to be like the caretaker for the house and all these things. And they do it by like basically fucking like killing the caretaker. And they find out when they're like going through all this shit that the caretaker, who they got fired before they axed her, she has like her husband hiding in like a hidden room in the house, who's like just chilling out there, and he's kind of like mentally handicapped and he can't really function that well, and so he just chills down there and no one knows that. And it just gets like weirder and weirder as like connection shows lives, and it's like the caretaker pushes them out and then pushing in, and it's intense, it's weird. Like it was great acting. So it's like I should have won every acting award, I think. But God, the story to me was like, oh my God, it's so much more. It's like where they try to do so many metaphors. It's like the plot becomes like more like a drama than a normal movie. But I mean, I don't know. It's as crazy as an Indian drama. That's what I grasped from it. But I don't know. I mean, that won a shit ton of awards. So yeah, that was not my favorite movie, but I did watch it. I did take the time. I think that guy's quote, right? Wasn't he quoted as saying like if some people just are lazy or like not lazy enough to read subtitles, the whole world opens up or something like that?
No.
Because I think someone asked him why didn't he like dub it in English, and he was like, well, if people just learn to read subtitles, like a whole world opens up of different languages and movies. Like
that's why I've been here for like more than half my life.
Yeah.
Watching anime and stuff.
I mean, I love Pan's Labyrinth. You guys ever watch Pan's Labyrinth? I loved Pan's Labyrinth. That's another artistic film where like you watch it and it is either you're gonna really like it because they took a lot of metaphorical, really artistic points and stuff, or you're gonna be like, that got really fucking weird halfway through. Like, you're like, there was some crying dead thing under a bed, there was a giant goat man, there was a head like an eyeless monster. Like it gets like down a rabbit hole of like Pixie World, I think it's called. I can't remember. I don't want to look it up. I think it's like the Pixie World or the Fairy World or some shit like that. But that was a great movie. But yeah, another weird one that I'm sure won a ton of awards. But like, a lot of people are not gonna watch that film.
Yeah.
But it was all in Spanish, like Spain Spanish.
Yeah. Spanish.
Yeah. Well, I just think they tried to do it during. I think it's like old Spanish. I think like during the Civil War of Spain or some shit, like the Communist Civil War, some crap. Which I didn't know they had. Movies teach you a lot of stuff.
Read up on your world history, Chris. Come on.
Yeah.
Every country, I'm sure, had like a civil war. Yeah. Oh, did I watch any more of the Star Wars one? Oh, I did. It wasn't good. Which one did I watch? Fuck. I can't even remember. Wait, the last one. What's the last one?
The one where he revives the girl.
No.
Like the very last one?
Yeah.
Or the one where I think the guy becomes a Sith Lord? Or not Sith Lord, but he joins
Who joins this?
the dark side.
Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that one. It was good in that it was Anakin's story basically.
Yeah.
But I was like, well, that was a really short kind of animation was cool, which is all they're trying to show off, I guess. But yeah, I was like, that was stupid. I was like, even the vocal parts they chose to do weren't even that great to me. I was like, why are you choosing these spots to give like voice to? I don't know.
I like this katana lightsaber though. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I did see also the first one, the duel.
No, yeah.
And I did like that one. I liked that moment where he just you see the moment in the ad where he like stops the blade, and then the other one where he just like pulls the red lightsaber out and he's just like,
Yeah.
I'm not a Jedi. I also thought it was cool. If he's not a Jedi,
He's not a Sith either.
he's like a Sith hunter.
Yeah.
Maybe he
all those was it kyber crystals?
yeah, the red kyber
He
crystals.
collects them all.
Maybe he just believes in an extreme version of the rule of two. It's like for all of Sith. So for him, he just has to go around killing all the other Sith in the
He's kinda
world.
like
It was basically a Blade. Vampire hunting other vampires.
Kinda like an
Yeah.
Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Flip the role.
Yeah, I guess he was like a double agent inquisitor almost, but yeah, that was cool. I did like that one. The combat wasn't as crazy as I thought it was going to be, but then when I saw it was a lot more of that old kind of like samurai style, yeah, of like with the sword hits. I was like, oh, okay.
Crazy ass fucking umbrella.
Yeah, the umbrella was cool.
It's fucking detached.
I mean, I even liked the mercenary group on the good side, I guess, the village side. I don't even know who's good on these areas, but the village side where they were like shooting everyone. I thought the
Yeah.
mercenary band was super cool.
Yeah, that was pretty dope.
But yeah, do you guys have a favorite fight in that one? Because I feel like I'm still missing like a good lightsaber fight in that one. Is there one better than the duel, or is the duel kind of one of the best ones? Take your
I'm trying
time.
to remember. Well, I'm trying to remember the scene.
I mean, I like the robot fight. That was good.
The robot boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a good fight.
By far, like the most craziest, weirdest one was the twins fighting each other at the end. The
Yeah,
hyperdrive scene.
that was a weird one. I think probably my favorite fight was the dual-wielding Sith dude in the mountains that the master and the apprentice went after.
Yeah.
That was a good fight.
You brought that one up a couple times. Yeah,
Yeah.
Master and Apprentice, the hunting. I think the info's like hunting a dark entity or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to watch that one. I keep seeing that one and go like scrolling over to it. I'll have to hit that one up tonight. Man, I had to schedule or like book little Airbnb stuff for going to NorCal.
For the wedding, right?
Yeah, wedding
Or-
anniversary, wedding celebration. It's weird because it's not the wedding because they're already married. It's just no one could really go to it 'cause during COVID, so it was like a handful of people went. So this is to celebrate the wedding after the fact. Post-wedding celebration.
After how long?
I think it's like a year. I think this is on the anniversary date because I think the location we're at is where they were supposed to get married, and they just told them we'll book you a year out, and if it works, then that's great. And they're like, all right, we'll do that, and they told everyone we'll just do like a party there, like to celebrate it, and they still went through with like an outdoorsy little wedding with like I think like a couple friends from college that were still up in the area, and like some family.
Did they ever get to do a honeymoon?
I'm sure they did. I don't know.
With
They don't
COVID
ask about someone's
restrictions?
honeymoon, okay?
I
They're
don't know,
banging
with COVID
then.
restrictions, maybe they didn't get to go anywhere.
Jeez, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. it's been so long now, admittedly. I'm sure that if you'd asked me at the time, I would have been like, yeah, of course they did. They went here and like had it. But right now, no, I actually don't know.
Well, now this podcast is over.
No, it's done. No more information.
That's it.
Yeah. Anything crazy in your guys' life in this past 2 days? No?
Went to sleep at 11 yesterday.
That's pretty crazy for you, actually.
Exciting. Damn.
So, you know, that's good.
So,
Probably won't hold up. But, you know,
It's a one-time thing.
yeah. Once every month or so. Yeah.
I've been in an email conversation now. I started this morning. Well, I sent my application in like yesterday, day before, for the Auguste Escoffier culinary school.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So they have 2 schools in the U.S. Auguste Escoffier is the dude who made the kitchen line, where you imagine like the sous chef, the head chef, like the saucier and all that stuff.
Oh.
He was the one that designed the modern kitchen so that it could work so fluidly, type of deal. We'll see. I have to ask for assistance from my parents for help, and if not, then I have to look for like loans or something. And then the main problem comes. So culinary schools don't make money, right? There's a crap ton of money goes into the product you use over and over again, and it's a 60-week program. It's a full year, 5 days a week, 5 hours every day. And obviously you're using product continuously, and so a lot of money goes into that. So there's not many of these schools around. So there's not a lot of like, I don't know. There's not a lot of spots open.
Gotcha.
And so it's not big schools. Even though Auguste Escoffier is like this world-renowned like culinary school, and they're like dotted around, there's 20 spots open for every section.
That's
And
brutal.
there's no like end date for applications. It's just like it fills up, so they don't need like a deadline.
Yeah.
And so when I was emailing back and forth, the guy's really nice. He's emailing me as fast as people would really text, just back and forth. And so he's telling me, he's like, there's one start date in November and then one in January. And he's like, and then the year programs, then it would come back again. And he's like, and I was like, is there like an average time you guys fill up? And he's like, don't have that info. It's like, it's not really, it kind of depends. But so I'm looking at that now. I'm trying to make my leap into culinary, it looks like. Yeah, I have to move to Colorado.
Colorado's the closest one?
Yeah, Boulder, Colorado.
You can see a couple of my friends there, yeah.
Yeah.
Caden, Skylar.
It's at a nice little spot. The overhead, the building's not like amazing or anything. It's, it's 4 big kitchens. And they talk about it in the thing where they're like, when you're in the industry, kitchens are like the size of this. It's like there'd be like 6 of you in a room like this, and there's a crap ton of fire on. And you're just like on each other's back, moving around and doing everything. That's going to be really good. But for them, they do have it spread out. So there's just 4 kitchens. 5 people to each kitchen room, basically. It's like, that's it. It's like you just get hands-on, and it's just for the full year, and you get to do more cuisines, and they teach you the entrepreneurship, how to do like a menu design, creation, do pricing, like buying like mass products and stocking. They even have another course. Like I was trying to ask if you can like couple them. I didn't really get a straight response, but like there's a plant-based course they have in there that's like substituting plant-based shit into stuff for like vegans and vegetarian and people like that. And I wanted to see if I could do that too. So I'm trying to do that now. No, I need to ask if I have the funds and the ability to move to Colorado, basically.
Yeah.
I was telling Bella that.
Where's the other school?
Texas. So it's either I chill in Boulder or I'm out in Texas.
Yeah.
Which is, Texas is, again, still, Texas is huge. I can't just mosey around Texas. Texas is huge when you really look on that. But that is closer to my goal of trying to get my Viet Cajun crawfish. The whole thing in like kind of Texas area, but I think Tennessee or some shit. It's like in between Texas and fucking Nashville. They have just like Viet Cajun, like all over Viet Gin, however they say it now. It was just Viet Cajun and then Viet Gin as it came back. That was like the whole story. It was like Cajun food, like France comes over, creates Cajun food. Cajun food mixes with immigrants, becomes Viet Cajun food. Viet Cajun food goes back to Vietnam. They call it Viet Gin. And then Viet Gin comes back to like the US just as Viet Gin. It was this whole funny thing, but yeah.
Full circle.
Yeah, but it would be cool to try that. But I'm not opposed to living in Boulder. Boulder looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
They have actual weather.
It was like the Irvine of Colorado, basically.
Yeah. But I don't know, it'd be cool. But I've been trying to do that now. We'll see. We'll see if I have the ability to do that.
Yeah.
So that'll be a leap, but it's also the year away.
Yeah, it's a year away.
Yeah, well, if I miss this first one, it will be a year away. I don't think they have any other courses. I think it's just the 2, and then it goes through because I don't have enough room for any more. But
So what would be the earliest?
if I can meet this first group, then I don't think I'll do November. I think that I would do January. Would be the earliest one I want to do. Because November is a bit too close.
Yeah.
Be a bit hard for me right now. It's like just about to be October, basically. It's
Yeah.
like it'd be a little hard for me to find like a place to rent that fast without getting my eyes gouged out in price or cost or something. So, but no, I have to ask. I mean, my parents were offering like law school back when I was trying to do that. So, and this is I think like $30K total, where law school would have been like 100 and something K total. So it's technically a lot cheaper. So
Yeah.
I think it'll most yes. But if I still have to get loans, it's cheap enough for me to actually like work off. I'm okay with getting loans for that.
Yeah.
Like. Getting a loan.
Doesn't sound that bad.
Yeah, as far as getting a loan out and just having to work off, like that's more average. Other people do that. I'm lucky enough not to have debt and loans right now. Like if I have to accrue that for getting into an actual profession. The other cool thing about it is they have, if I do get into it, they have lifetime career advantage help with their like career center. And August Scuffia has a bunch of connections with restaurants and hotels and shit across the world, and they just like funnel people to work there. So if you end up losing your job, you can like contact the career center and like give them your student ID and everything, and then they'll like set you up with another job to go out again.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of trade schools do, but I was happy to see.
Yeah.
So if you do end up going there and end up finishing, are you gonna be traveling to, gain more?
If I had money, I mean, I would love that. Admittedly, I don't know. Like right now, me and Bella, if she would move out there, if we'd be more distant, so what would happen with that? But right now, no, I don't have the means to, unless there was some program to. There is they call it an externship, like a job, like one of the connections they have, and you get, I think it's either 1 or 2 externships throughout your like little year there. And like 2 or 3 week little job externships you can have. And if I remember, some culinary schools, might be a more European thing, we'll just send you like to other countries and shit for the externship. Like some of the people I follow for like YouTube and crap, they did externships. They were UK culinary school, and they did an externship in the US learning like barbecue and like smoking food and stuff. It's like, it would be cool to see if they have like a study abroad program, like an externship like that, where I could like go abroad for a couple weeks, like France or some shit. I'd really have to study up on my language to work in a kitchen so I don't get screamed at and fuck shit up. But I could do that. Fuck it. I'm quick at learning. I'm just lazy. Someone's just got to put a little fire on my heels. I'll go. So I don't know. I've been trying to push that. It'll be interesting if I end up doing culinary. Could work in a fucking restaurant.
Yeah. You bust your ass off to get like a good job.
Yeah, I mean, right, it's one of those shotgun spreads where it's like some people have to work their ass off to get a food truck. Some people will get hired at like a high-end hotel, and that's a good caveat to get into a Michelin star restaurant because they end up having really rigorous, like the same kind of kitchen styles. And it's like, so like there's all this stuff where it's kind of a shotgun spread. You don't really know where you're gonna end up at that point. You gotta hope people like you, I'm sure.
Either way, you're just gonna be yelled at a lot. So.
Yeah.
Wherever you do end up, you better get free food.
Yeah, right.
Who knows? Maybe
you're gonna pay double.
We'll
It'd be like Ron in Harry Potter when he asked for free shit for his brothers, man.
Or maybe we can end up on Hell's Kitchen season like 50.
We'll see. You know, I don't think I think that's kind of the best and worst part of being a chef is that you want to travel. Is that like, can you travel? How long can you travel for? Can people travel with you? Like, you have family that needs help. Like,
especially with how many hours you'd be working at in a restaurant.
There's not really protections.
Yeah.
Like California has like nursing protections, right? Like I knew this slightly from Belgium, but more from my friend Kevin, one of my older mates. He worked in California as a nurse. They were maxed out. I think it was 4 patients, but even that was normally like peaking out. Like you didn't always have that. And normally, if there ended up being like different categories of patients, like how much care and shit they needed. If you got to a point, you only needed 1 if it was a high care patient. But when he left, and he's in, I think, Washington now, And they just stack you. He had like 8 or 9 patients one time. Like some of them needed constant supervision. Like he got made fun of when he was like, well, when do we take breaks? He's like, you're supposed to get like legally 15-minute breaks. You're in the medical like facility. They don't want you to collapse. And you have like hours, like so many days in a row you can work, shit like that. And he was like, oh yeah, you're one of those California guys that wants their breaks, right? It's like, yeah, you can take it like every 10 or 15 minutes, but we don't have anyone to watch your patients while you're gone. He's like, there's no on-call nurse to watch someone's patient while they're on break? He's like, no, we don't have that.
Damn.
It's like,
savage.
yeah, okay. It was like, I guess the on-call nurse, they do have one there legally, but he's just running around with chicken his head cut off because everyone's just like go on break sometimes, and he just has like 18 patients. Yeah, because 2 people will leave on break, and then he has like a crap ton. So it's like, I know some states don't have protections, and I know culinary, like, I mean, especially if you end up being in the back, because they just expect you. It's one of those work jobs like programming where it's like, no, you're making something. Like, are you going to help me bring all the produce in and shop for it in the morning, or are you going to leave early and be the one I fire? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, do you want to unstock all the shit and help me like prep all the vegetable, or do you want to be fired? Like,
Are you gonna be like Ratatouille?
yep. You're pulling the hair. No, I'm going. It's like the horror stories you hear. People who are like fresh out of like. I mean, there's some people who come out of like the August Escoffier who are well known, even a Food Network. I can't name it off the top of my head, but then who go and work people like a Wolfgang Puck, and it's like they talk about just sitting there, and it's just them like peeling potatoes for days because they just aren't allowed to cut anything because he just doesn't trust them when they're new, and he won't grade them because he's so busy for days. So they just sit there and peel and do veg prep because he doesn't trust them to cut until he grades them, and he's not going to grade them until he has free time, and he never has free time. It's like, so then they would just talk about like just sitting there as like they're waiting for the head chef to have free time during the day he's working, and it's like that's not gonna happen. So you got to show, so then people will like steal potatoes and cut them really nicely to like show him like I could do more. And then it's like people coming to him and be like, please sir, please may I cut your potatoes? Like,
Please, sir. Would you like some more?
would you like a cut tomato, sir? Like the culinary world is like dying at the moment. 'Cause COVID and everything, and everyone in the industry is quitting. But it's, you know, it's also... 1 second, people. It's also, yeah, like, when I was exploding ones, where there's a lot of job opens, because, I don't know. It would be cool if I got, like, a nice, not high-end, because I don't think anyone deserves a high-end from a kitchen job, but, like, a decently high-end one. I would love the farm-to-table shit, if I could be in a rural-ish area.
Yeah.
But that's impossible in SoCal. So we'll see where I end up, but wherever I have a job is key. And we'll see.
Let's be chef, Steven.
Okay.
No, I'm alright.
So do it.
I'm alright.
No, we'll do it. We can do it.
There's big farmers that give him his
You can grow all the
produce.
finger limes
Yeah.
and stuff that I need.
That'll be
Get
first
paid
take.
more.
Yeah, right?
It's like that, what was that Netflix special, like Taro Sushi or something like that? Jiro Sushi.
Still don't know.
And they'll know. They'll know. Jiro loves sushi, and it was just one of those sushi people. He was in like a Subway area, but he was one of those things where you paid him like hundreds of dollars or something, and you didn't get to choose what you ate. It was like what he went and bought that day that he looked the freshest. And whenever he goes there, he's the one like they open the door for him at the fish market, like to say it's open, and it's like then he walks in like looking at everything, as people are like barging around, and like no one touches him. And he's just like this really well-respected old dude who's like grading fish. He's like, I want that. And they just hung it up for him and like carry it behind him and like do all this shit. And it's like, Jesus Christ. Like this guy wakes up at the breakneck of dawn. It's like, that's where I always call it like sushi people aren't allowed to like touch sushi for like 10 years. That was from like that Netflix series where his shop, he just had people that would roast the seaweed for years outside the shop as they opened, so that it would be more malleable for him, and he would be the only one that would cut the sushi and the fish, and he would prep everything. It's like everyone else, if you pass the seaweed, then you would do veggie prep and stuff and do everything like that, but he's the only one that would touch the fish. Like,
Yeah.
it's like you gotta love having that kind of power. You're like, no, I touch the fish.
Might as well give him a robe and just
A binky?
have people carry the back like a king.
Yeah, right?
Feed him his grapes.
I'm your king now.
But I love it, that's like the difference, right? It's like for being a professor, like one of my old professors in uni, I used to talk about always going to Europe, and he would love going to Europe because people there would quite literally, if you were at a nice academic place, they'd like hold the door open. The professor would have a TA, and they'd like hold the door open for him, like carry his shit, and it was like respected still. And he's like, you can't find anyone doing that here. It's like, look, if I asked you questions like you, were you gonna carry my books when I come here? And I'd be like, you're always late. And he's like, exactly. See, no one would care if I was late if I was in Europe. I was like, what the fuck's lines? He's like, he'd be happy I showed up.
Damn.
Almost killed my phone.
That's fine.
Yeah,
Buy a new one. It's fine.
I don't get any more Android updates.
That's fucked.
Yeah, the Note 9 was discontinued a couple months ago of Android updates. It's out. No, it's not getting any more updates.
Damn.
Like, technically, if I want my phone to even be like firmware safe in a couple months, I kind of need a new phone soon. Luckily enough, I have some little mobile security shit already. I feel like I'm okay-ish, but yeah, overall, yeah, I need to get a new phone soon. Maybe the Windows Duo. How do you guys feel about that? It's been like a couple weeks since that phone was released. Feel any like different or good about that? The Windows Duo phone, the Windows Duo 2, the book one.
Yeah.
I still
mean,
won't buy it.
I haven't seen anything else about it other than
Okay.
what we've seen.
To me, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
And I'm planning on getting a new phone for a while.
Yeah. What phones do you guys have?
The same one. That's 20.
I was like, that tells me nothing, Steven. It's for the viewers, dude. It's 21 Ultra. Oh, it's right. I heard a rumor that S22 Ultra is going to take actually the place of the Note, and the schematics that I showed you guys for that new stylus is actually going to be built into the S22 Ultra. So they're going to discontinue the Note line, have the folding line be the bigger phone, and there's fucking flying here. It's been annoying the hell out of me.
I'm trying to get it, but
I'm just like blowing nicotine hoping it leaves.
Give me some chopsticks. And all that.
yeah.
Jesus. I don't remember I was saying that. Oh yeah, people are saying they're gonna discontinue the Note line. They're gonna have the folding line be the big phones, and the S20, like the Ultra line, be like kind of the Note with the stylus.
I mean, I was gonna get the S22 Ultra, and go ahead. Man, they don't have an external micro SD cards anymore.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. They have so much memory that it's just. I mean, I have like 500 something.
Maybe for you, Steven.
It's like, what are you using all your memory for?
Oh, SD card. I thought you meant SIM card. Yeah, I guess it's not a big deal to me either. Do you need that much, I guess, SD card? Or are you doing a lot of videos?
I use a lot of videos for my work. So.
Oh. So yeah, then I can understand. What if someone tries to sue him? He needs a video from a year ago.
Yeah, I got proof, Steven.
Proof that he didn't stab
them.
them.
Onto your computer, onto a hard drive, it's fine.
What if someone hacks that, Steven?
Yeah.
Someone can hack your phone, too.
No.
No one hacks phones. That's a lie.
That's a myth.
Ask every celebrity ever. Okay? No one's ever leaked nude photos from a phone.
It's from the iCloud. It's different.
Whatever. I know those people even realize it's different than their phone. Like, to be honest. Their handler or whoever takes care of all that shit is just sitting there looking at their nudes going, damn, that's just going to the cloud, whatever, that's what they want.
That's nice.
Bro, that's nasty. You nasty, you need God.
You need Jesus.
That's what it was. I was like, what is the line? Y'all need Jesus.
It's loud on the raceway today.
Yeah, that was Jesus on his way.
Is it making popcorn? That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, in the engine.
We'll have to see how.
That's what we're gonna do. Let's pose that question to Mythbusters back in time. The safest way to make popcorn is inside a car engine.
We'll have to see how loud the fucking local raceway here is when we post.
Yeah. You guys can't see that way, yeah.
Yeah.
That was just like the main street for our city. Basically the main street for our town.
Yeah.
It's the raceway.
Yeah,
It's a pit stop.
especially at night, dude. It hits like 9 o'clock. There's that same like 2 motorcycles, one beater ass car that looks like he's trying to camouflage a really nice engine until he guns it, which is always right here. But when I see it, his car looks like it's like rusted metal. And then someone who has a nice car guns it every time, which pisses me off too. But it's like always at like 9 to like 3 in the morning. It's just people ride on the thing and they'll just gun it because it's such a nice straightaway for racing and crap. They'll just floor it and race each other. And I'm like, every fucking night.
I hear it over there too.
Yeah. It used to be in fucking near like, yeah, like over the freeway and like near like what used to be a non-housing area, but it was now it's all housing stuff. I guess people probably stopped racing there. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. That blows. That's your diaphragm spasming.
Diaphragm.
Yep. See, that's how you gotta remember that silent G. You gotta say it.
Or just remember.
No. That's how I remember it, but now I say it. But no, yeah, your diaphragm. I always thought, it was funny as a kid, I thought that they had like an air bubble. Like, so I know your lungs, and I feel like moisture could get in your lungs. I figured you could have like a little air pocket, like a little bubble. I don't know where I ever learned that from, but I figured that was what you're hiccuping. It was your lungs trying to like open that airway and like pop it or something, like move air through rapidly. No, it's just your diaphragm spasming. It's a muscle, and it'll just spasm, screw you over.
But why does it happen?
Just like every other muscle spasm, it's just nerve endings freaking out, I'm pretty sure, causing it. Just misfires electricity, really.
Did you ever bring up a whole anatomy board just right here and just...
I have a full, complete video editor at this point. I'm sure I probably have to.
Until you can use to fill the empty space above your head.
Oh!
Now you have to edit something there.
I'm gonna try it. You watch me try when this comes out in a year.
Subscribe button, just...
Hit that. Yeah, no, if that's a subscribe button, I'm not throwing that away.
No,
Okay?
you're tossing it towards the camera.
No, I didn't. No, I definitely didn't do that from the angle. And if I was confident enough, I would be like putting something down in front of us. That was a subscribe button. I'm definitely not doing that. There's no way I could cut something between us like a thing. No way. I would need a cut frame, basically. I've been watching a lot more of that, visual effects stuff. But yeah, I would need to do like a cut frame and install fucking shit there. There'd be no way for me to do that. I'm not a good enough hand artist to do it each frame either, and that sounds like death.
It's fine.
Do it frame by frame, so I like color out where you guys are, and it looks like it's behind you. No, it'd be death.
It would take you 2 years. It's fine.
It's like I want to get into video editing, which is why I was trying to do that. And we'll see. Probably $50 or something I'll have to spend now. Forget this fucking professional video editor for that one move I just did. It'll cost me $50 now. The sad fact of content creation. Or I could send that one little frame bit away on Fiverr and pay different amounts of $5, $10 to $15 or something to someone to have me throw something away there. We'll see what happens.
I don't think 5, 10, 15 are...
Right, 15, 25, 50.
How about 5, 200, 500?
Alright, 5, 200, 500.
You're gonna give me 500?
No, you gotta spend that.
Oh. We put it that way.
Expense it.
Expense it on the card. I think that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
No.
This is expense right there.
Oh, yeah.
Right off.
Like, since I don't have the Airbnb, just cost me like $200, which isn't that much for an Airbnb. I was actually really happy. I mean, like, I was being like a fucking vulture on Airbnb like every night and morning, just waiting to see if someone would cancel their order and shit. And there was one that popped up that was an Airbnb, which honestly looks like it's at a really shitty motel, but it works. And it was like 50 to 60. I think it was like $58 a night, which for an Airbnb is amazing, especially like in the middle of Sacramento.
Yeah.
Brown noodles. Just a weekend.
Yeah, well, I'm leaving Saturday and I'll be back like Tuesday or Wednesday. So yeah, I will miss that one, unless I guess we could shoot it Friday night or Friday or whatever. But I don't know how we'll do that. So that'll probably be the... Yeah, that's where we have some things in the vault.
I was supposed to go to Sacramento like mid-October. Concert.
Come on with me then.
But we canceled it, so
Come on with me.
Sold the tickets.
Come with me.
No, I'll go. Yeah, I think that I'm going there for will basically just be a lunch. And they talked about, they kept saying like it was going to be a bar night after. Like, oh, we're going to be excited to hit the bar with all our friends and everything. Which I was excited for. And then it looks like it's a brunch in reality, and then we're going to go to like another kind of like a bar, more tapas place or whatever. How you can get food and drinks and like chill there. But I don't know how people are going to be there. If he's inviting like a ton of people from old days and like his friends from high school, you know, there's always that college mix of like college friends and high school friends that like doubles your group, and then it's like, oh my god, I can't imagine them. Then it's gonna be like another wedding thing I have to go between groups. It's like, I'll feel bad for them. It'll be like another event they gotta manage. But we're excited to see everyone.
Florida's excited too.
I'm excited.
To see everybody.
Man, I had to put
Florida's
together.
actually one of his high school friends.
Yeah.
I am the one.
Damn.
That party.
You know the cowboy Jessen?
I do.
The Asian persuasion? Damn. No, I'm just kidding. Although he is He calls himself an Asian ginger redneck, but he is not ginger. He has all the freckles like a ginger kid would. His dad, it was a redhead. His mom is Chinese, I think, but just dark hair, black hair. He has black hair, and he just has some freckles, and he's pale, and he's Asian. And so it's called like the Asian cowboy and stuff. That was the one that showed off his southern singing voice.
Yeah, it's
like when we were in the car. Oh, man. But I had to put together a chandelier today, too. I didn't do the electrical work and put it up.
And then you swung from it.
Yeah. But no, I had to put it together. It's weird, like, square, like, little crosshatch shifting one, and then you put another thing of, like, squares.
We're in a haunted.
And then, yeah, haunted place. We're a really sad dog, unfortunately. And like, a nice set of square around it. And it was actually kind of annoying to get it to balance and move around.
Yeah.
I don't know. What was the last housework shit you guys had to do? Do you guys do any housework stuff? No?
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, why would I?
Do you want to pay someone? But how would I want to pay anyone?
Pay someone.
Yeah, well that's why. Then you do it on your own. So you haven't had to even like unclog a toilet or something? Like what's the last thing you did? Man, damn.
We're getting a...
You're technically the most blue collar one of us work-wise. You do like shit, I hope.
That's the whole point.
Well, my house is getting checked for termites this week because my neighbor had termites.
Are you doing the...
Oh, and you're connected. You have termites then.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're in like a townhouse style stuff. You have termites.
Yeah.
How did he even get it fixed?
They said it wasn't that bad, so they just sprayed it real quick.
Bunch of liars.
So,
it's always bad enough.
Are you going to be the one exterminating?
Yeah. I'm going to pick them out one by one. Just by hand.
You guys laugh. That's fucking what my mom did for the ones out there. When we couldn't record out here that last time, I was like, my mom's doing her activity. She had the ladder out, and she had like a wood chipper basically, and she was like, it's the dog right below, like right over on the side. It gets all sad. It sees its owner inside.
Yeah.
And she was chipping at the wood, and it went in like that much into like the wood there and stuff. Then she used like wood putty across it and then repainted it. So all that front there that like Gerardo can see, like underneath the ceramic, like that wood just on the front of that little roof right there.
Gotcha.
That's just all her. She just redid all that. Like my mom just like remade the front of that little roof for the kitchen.
Damn.
Like my family will just do shit. Like for the drawers, we had drawers flying out. They all just get wood putty and fucking remold it to the bottom, like sand it down and like put the drawer back in. It's like, fuck it. Why am I gonna buy a new set of drawers? I mean, crap, we've even been having problems like recently with the fucking toilet. The toilet, like I don't know if you guys know how a fucking toilet works. For anyone who doesn't, the inside of the tank has a buoy thing. Water fills it up, buoy stops, but there's a second little spout that comes in so that it's filling up, right? You flushed it, a bunch of water came out, and when you like undo it, you know there's little dribbles still going through? There's like a second little pipe that comes to like a hollow one that leads down, and it wasn't shutting that part off. And at some point, it looks like one of us, I think it might have been my dad, just ended up shutting the water off the toilet at some point. It's like, we got to that point. Nope, it escaped. I watched it just fly away from you. And towards the camera. Touch my lens!
You just see a giant fly on the video right there.
I'd tell whatever you gotta do, have to go over and swat it. Jesus.
On the lens, right?
Yep. On the lens.
Scare our viewers.
Hopefully next time, if we can time it right, I guess the next one to air will be probably a pocket one. So the next one we shoot, hopefully we'll be out here. And if that's with the Albert himself, we can get the nice spicy chip challenge going.
Well.
That wailing ghost. Damn you.
Damn you.
This is hard to get around to, yeah. I don't know.
The Alberto the Fat?
Yeah.
The one and only?
Oh, I did also see since it's Halloween time, I've been watching those. You might even just have to cut it. I have been watching those attractions and stuff, and there was one that was Jack Skellington.
God.
And I found, I guess, the original Jack Skellington doll, the thing they used to actually move in the bit. His hands and his hat were made of the same material, and it melts. It's just like a really, really malleable clay wax stuff, And because it's the most malleable to get the fingers to do all the annotations, it's just not the most cemented chemically, so it melts over time. And so you have to constantly remake the hands and like the hat for the original like claymation ones that they have. And they were showing them around the area, and how if it starts to melt and it gets hot during the thing, they actually have to take the clothes off, like the people and everything, because it gets on the clothes, and then the wax is in the cloth, like little fibers of the clothes. They can't get out now. So they have to like take it out, and they have all these processes trying to redo it and remake it, and like so it's like the little hat for Jack and his hands have been like remade like dozens and dozens of times.
Damn.
Just because they just don't last. Like none of it apparently was made to last, because it was all made to be so malleable and like realistic looking. It was just like a lot of the fibers are even loose. Like when you really look at the movie and you look at like the bottom of Jack's sweater, it's like some of the fibers look like loose ends, and it's like they are, and those fall out. And so it's like sometimes over time, like I said, when you come over to his little glass case of Jack, and he had one of in Santa outfit and one in normal, he'd see little pools of like red fiber and black fiber on like the bottom of like Jack's feet from like the clothes just naturally loosening and then falling out. And it's like all this stuff, like Jesus Christ, all this work that's going into keeping up these like maquettes, I think they're called. It's a lot of work. Also, apparently, what was really cool, I guess, the guy who made Jack, the artist who ended up making him from all the designs, had just made the one, really. Like when he was doing it and he wanted to show it to Tim Burton as like, is this thing and stuff, he just looked at the drawing and he just made one. And then he just brought it over and he's like, is this what you want? Kind of. And he's like, perfect, good. Like that's what they used. And then they like redesigned a bunch of the things, and they came up with like, because the head didn't work, and they were going to try and do like moving the mouth and stuff, and they're like, all right, that obviously doesn't work. Get out of here. And so they had all the head system for interchanging and all this crap. But same with the, I guess, Tom Selleck, who was the one who actually shot Jesus, who actually shot and did Tim Burton's Night Before Christmas or whatever. It was by Tom Selleck, I think. The last time he even saw the set basically for it was when they were shooting it, because after that it ended up becoming such a cult classic and such a hit immediately, and then Disney just grabbed onto it so fast because they were like a subsidiary company anyways, that he'd never saw like the set again. Like that famous little spiral mountain one, he like never saw it after shooting. And they brought it back in the Disney thing, and they're showing it to him. One of the guys, who's not even in Disney, like as part of the company, he just collects, and they had him be the host of the show, came in, and he's like, so when's the last time you saw this beauty? He's like, so I came, and they just showed it to me about a week or two ago, and I was really excited. He's like, honestly, I haven't seen it since we used it to shoot. He's like, that was about it. He's like, and then it went off, and it started doing tours.
Damn.
It's the struggle of outside.
Yeah.
All the time.
Well, gotta get some soundproof curtains.
I don't even know if that'll help. It's not like it's...
Yeah.
And there's still cracks in it.
Just a big enough one that just drapes over the entire thing.
A comment if you know a way to make an outdoor area soundproof. I doubt you do. There's a challenge. Motherfuckers.
Looking at you, Mitchell.
Yeah, looking at you.
When it gets a thank you in the comments.
Oh. I mean, I guess since we normally do it in my room, it was when my mom was telling me, because I have little nieces and nephews now, and one of my nieces is convinced that my room is magic. Because I have,
stuff?
yeah, and wands and crystals and like all these eclectic books and like and all of this stuff everywhere. She's like convinced, and she keeps asking like my parents all the time, and just like when I'm not around, she's like, is Chris? Is he magic? Like thinking I'm like a wizard, like when I go to my room. Yeah, like I go somewhere else in my room too. Like it's like
I'll be forever the cool uncle.
oh yeah, I've already been apparently.
Now I just need to actually learn magic tricks.
I remember learning this and that back when that was big, when I showed you that. Like I took the time because I got so big where I was sitting there like trying to learn the this and that video. If you haven't seen that, look that up. That was awesome. This and that magic trick.
You make some secret compartments in your room where you can just like disappear.
Oh my god, yeah. It's funny too because in my head, I'm like, okay, I have gems and I have these like pins that are sparkly and I have all this stuff around the wands. And it's like in my head, I'm like, we don't have gems out front. Like the first thing she sees are my salt rocks. Like all those colored salt rocks that are rare, and there's the one that's like the Persian blue one that looks like a gem with this like radiant little blue gem. Like, oh, I think she's looking at all the salt. It's like,
crystals. It was solid.
yeah, because it's like I have Crystal's room, but I don't really ever let her in my room that often. So she just sees that front image, the Harry Potter stuff, the wizards, like some of the salt crystals, and there's like 2 gems there now, but not since she's been around. But she's just convinced I'm a wizard. My room is magic. And I'm like, oh, if only. If I was a wizard, I wouldn't be on this podcast.
Now you gotta be wizards for.
I would be sitting there like. I don't know, fucking starting a wizarding school, calling myself Dumbledore.
Secret community, just...
Yeah, I'd be somewhere else at least, or I'd be making a podcast in the secret community, okay?
Now you gotta dress up as a wizard for Halloween.
Yeah. Don't tell me, I'll like not dress up, just have the wand tucked away, so it looks like I'm not dressed up, and they'll be like, and she'll be like, no, Chris is like hiding, so it's like he's a wizard already, like he doesn't dress up on Halloween, he just like doesn't want people to think that he's magic, so he goes extra normal, just like, because her favorite thing's Halloween Town too, and that was their big thing, of like, no, you're a witch, you can't do the magic, so it's like, if I didn't dress up but I just had the wand tucked away, I feel like it would be even worse. I feel like my brothers would kill me. They'd be like, why the fuck do you keep throwing this down her head? Like,
Me and Steve are gonna roll up. Fraud.
roll up and act like you just landed the car when you get out.
Or just shows up with a broom in hand.
God, yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was funny. My mom was telling me that this morning when she's giving me all my little chores and stuff to do, like the chandelier, and I had to make the little workout space a little better. Because they put, it's nice to have wood floor. Everyone likes wood floor, right?
Yeah.
Most people like wood floor. It's a pain in the ass to deal with. It scrapes easily and all this stuff, and the bike's really fucking heavy. I can barely lift the front end of it. The back end where it's lighter, I can kind of lift. The front, it's like impossible. And they didn't put a mat under it or anything, and so my mom was like, okay, can you like build up the chandelier? Can you put like the little weight stand together? She's like, can you find some way to get the mat under the bike? That's like awesome. So I was doing the thing where like I lift up like a centimeter and like jam it under and like get it through and like spread it out. I was like, oh my god, it's so hard. But yeah, the mat's finally under there. You'll see when we move back in. It's not even like a hard mat to me that'll like spread out the weight or anything. It's like a soft mat. But I guess at least won't dig into the wood, hopefully. Yeah. But oh god, yeah. Wood floors, man. I don't know what else I would want. Because carpet's a pain in the ass too. And people think like, people think carpet's gross if you don't do the maintenance, which it is. But so it's like, so I don't. Do you guys have a flooring type? You're not even old enough to afford a flooring type, but do you guys have a floor you like? Like I'm okay with tile, to be honest.
I never think about flooring types.
Now you are. Adult mode. Activate. You're in your fucking mid to late 20s, motherfucker. You can start thinking about it now.
Build a box outside.
I guess tile. Because I don't like wood, because then it looks nice, but then you get that creaking noise if you're...
Yeah, we have that in the kitchen now.
Yeah, so that's kind of really
Every house will get creak noise over time with wood.
And then carpet's not the greatest, because you gotta maintain it, make sure you don't spill anything.
But it feels nice.
It does feel nice.
And that's always the joke, though, for it, too, right? Of like, oh, this carpet was white once.
Yeah.
It's like when it's like brown. That was always a joke for ours. Carpet. We had like what was called like white multicolored, like gray multicolored carpet, and it had these weird little colored dots every now and then, and like a whole square. It might have like 2 or 3 of these stupid colored dots. And I think the point of it was so you couldn't really tell your carpet was getting dirtier over the years because it already had this random bits of color in it. Yeah. So it's just and we ended up having that taken out everywhere. Now it's just hard floor fucking everywhere in the house. Although we used to have this like weird maroon colored, almost orangish maroon, like tile, like I don't know, swoopy, almost like India, like Indian, like the tower, like the what was that? The main like super famous tower, in India, the major architecture thing in India. It has the super long like lake thing in front of it.
I know what you're talking about. I just can't think of it.
That swoopy little like point that goes down to a swoop kind of thing. Yeah. That shape at least. That was like all over the tile. It was this really random design. Taj Mahal, thank you. Yeah, I had this kind of weird Taj Mahal design in the tile. Weirdly enough, but that was everywhere. Yeah, we got that taken out too.
I feel like tile would be my choice of flooring, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, it might be concrete.
Dude, I mean, we had
straight up concrete.
Just straight up.
To bring it back into the Arab people doing their own shit. You'll like this. So my grandparents' house, it's gone now. So we sold it and they tore it down, the assholes. But it was like a house back there, like the secret passageways in the house was so old. Like no building codes to that. But they had this really small house. You walk in, there's like a couple bedrooms on the left, this weird little guest room on the right, and then where you walked into was basically the den. It was like walking into the den where the bedrooms are also attached. And so my grandpa back in the day was like, this should be extended. Like, we shouldn't be eating in this room. There's no eating room in this house now, because obviously you don't eat in the kitchen. This was like the 50s, you know, the 70s family. You don't, like, or yes, you could, but if you're doing well, you don't eat in the kitchen, you have an eating room. And so they had this huge backyard, and it had, like, it was big enough, it had a pool in it, and it had this grass area and stuff, huge for LA, or the suburb of LA. And, like, it's fucking, he just decided, fuck it, I'm gonna build walls. And so he extended the back, so that where everyone's back door led to like this little center quadrangle into the backyard, that was now in the house. And so he just didn't refloor it. It was all just cement. And he put in like, what was the, you know, the metal like rivet roofing, the little triangle one, and he just put that in and extended it and put in like that as walling too, and like did steel little bolts and riveted it. It like did some little insulation, and then just fucking called it a day. And he was just like, that was it, and he like covered it, and it was done. And he built himself a new room. And he was just there. That was the same grandpa who didn't want to buy a heater for the pool. He had a pool, and he loved that idea, but he didn't want to heat it. And he was like, all right, well, communities only like heat the pool during summer. That's what we should do. And he's like, how would we do that? Well, I'll just paint the club, the little house thing next to the pool that he stored all little pool toys in, the roof of it black, like tar black. And then I'll paint a hose tar black. And he wound the hose back and forth on top of the roof of this. So during the day, it would get baked and be like 150 degrees. And you'd have suction going from the pool, and it would suck it in and run it through that hose line and run it back into the pool.
Damn.
So it created a self-heating system.
Yeah, okay. Kind of like a cooling system.
Yeah, where they would do, you normally have like run cool water through it. Yeah, but he just had it, he painted everything black so it would absorb heat, and so it ran and it created hot water, and so that was the hot water heater for the pool.
Smart.
Like he's like the epitome to me of like the Jimmy rigger. Like that's where I get that like that line where it's like the person's like, you just get it done. You'll figure out a way to just make it work. Like, it's
like less cheaper than nothing.
Yeah. I mean, fuck, over there we had a little side cabin thing that was where the plates were. My mom just took a sledgehammer to it because we didn't like it anymore. It even had piping, and there's still the piping that comes out of the ground over there. Yeah, just like bent and closed off. It's like our family will just fucking knock shit down. Yeah. Yeah, our family is weirdly enough, which is the opposite of my dad, which is funny, because that's my dad's side of the family who's doing all that. My dad's a lot more of like, no, we'll call someone. So it was like, my dad's family was like, no, we'll figure it out. And then he was like, we'll call someone. And then my mom is like, no, we're figuring it out. And so it's like, that was always what I did. I still remember in NorCal, fucking electrical work I was doing in the apartment I lived at. Like I'd sit there, and before my brother Andy moved in, I was checking out the place. I turned all the lights on and stuff because the other roommate who lived there had moved out. And I turned it on, I saw sparks coming from the outlet. I was like, that's not good. I like turned off the electricity. I was there with like pliers and like cleaning stuff out and everything, and like refit it and put it on. And I fixed it. And it's like no more sparks. I was like, awesome, cool, fixed it. Saved me $100 for electrician. So you can fix it. It's small things. You can't. I mean, piping's hard, and anything that's more than an inch into the wall for electricity, call someone. But surface shit, you can probably do it, and everything else, you probably do it. It's like more than an inch into a wall, you should call someone. Other than that, nah.
Even then, just do it. If it breaks, you know, just
fuck it.
buy a new house.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Door stuck. Oh no, can't get in.
Tear down the whole house.
Yeah.
Build it up.
Build a new one.
Just hit it right. You just gotta hit the 4 corner points. You're done.
Yeah.
That's every house. They make them that way, I think.
You just smack it a couple times.
Pull yourself together.
It'll start cracking and then it'll disappear, and then you get all the materials.
Right, just like
Minecraft. Yeah.
You just see floating objects right there in stacks.
So make sure you have a strong enough pickaxe.
Yeah.
Pickaxe, or else it's just going to disappear.
If you have a really modern house, make sure you have a diamond pickaxe.
Yeah.
That way you get
Make sure
everything.
you have a chest to put all the materials in, or else you just disappear.
Yeah, and watch out for creepers.
Sure.
Always watch out for creepers.
Well,
Always
help
watch.
me. I'll just build everything.
That's true. It's free demolition.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, no, but then they're creeping on you.
That's fine. They're dead.
They're instantly dead.
Imagine if that's how it worked. You're going in the line of construction. Everyone who showed up that day died that day. You're like, your family got like $1 billion, but it's like every construction worker who showed up for that job, you just sat there and, huh, and you just exploded. And at that point, a new crew comes in, and it's like the construction crew, they get to live, but they're probably the next demolition crew. It goes down like the line.
Jeez.
So it's like they get, you know, like 500,000 for their family. They get to live off for a while until the demolition job comes in, and then they die.
Where they get the next 500,000.
No, they get like the millions so their family has to live off that for a while. But then the family has to go live in an apartment for the rest of their days.
Yeah.
So that's the only way you can do that now. So at least in California.
It's a flawless system.
It's flawless.
Always be new jobs.
Yeah.
The exact amount that you need.
Yeah. We,
Nope, don't have poverty.
Overpopulation gone.
It's just another Thanos way of seeing it.
Ooh, question more for me. If I do end up doing culinary and I get into a decent school, is there a cuisine you guys want me to ask about or learn or some shit? Would be like, oh, you gotta learn Incan food or some shit like. Is there some shit you'd want me to learn? Because food's so broad and it's kind of so fun to learn. It's not like I'm learning math. Like,
Right.
it's like, do you want us to be like, Chris, you gotta make the best taco?
I mean,
So you called my taco like iffy last time I had to make them.
the one that was on the.
Yeah, like the orange one I made or whatever that I tried to make it. Yeah, that was out here. I think that was back with Luz.
Well, that is
Yeah,
was it?
Yeah, that was
That was Halloween.
Yeah,
or
you guys said it was
whatever.
decent, but that wasn't the fucking.
Well, here's the thing. This is like your American way of saying.
Yeah, but there's no like once you start getting into the profession, you have to like you're just learning like skills of the other cultures anyways. So it does break down that wall. Cause then you're not like, oh, I'm gonna like that one. Admittedly, yeah, I didn't fucking crock pot. I don't know if it's wider than that, but
I mean, were you going for taco that time? I don't remember.
yeah, I was doing for those ones that because I was trying to do tacos that are actually from here before all the Mexican people got ran out of California. Because there was an orange style of beef tacos that was done in this area that like it's still passed down in some family regions where they like talk about how they got fucked over and like this is the food they cooked and it's like these citrus beef tacos.
Or you did chicken?
No, I did one that was citrus. I did one with beef, pretty sure.
Really? I don't remember.
I'll trust you with it. I feel like my memory for those things are always bad. I might have done chicken, just changed it because it's easier for people to eat or some crap.
I
There
think
was-
it was beef.
Was it?
No,
There was 2 different types of chicken.
no, there might have been. You're right.
Oh yeah? Then yeah, then I
I think
might have
it
just
was-
changed it to chicken.
Like a dry one and then one
Oh right, yeah, the dry one was
raw.
shitty. Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, part of the fun of it is I never know what they're gonna teach you right when you go to these things. One of the August Escoffier. Well, I guess it's I don't even know if he's French. I keep saying it in French. Escoffier's place, whatever. I'll just say it like a white person. Escoffier's place. They were one of the first and still one of the only. I don't think there's that many farm to table culinary schools in the area. So they have connections with farms that's where they get their produce. They don't buy their produce from a manufacturer, like process like a big group. Like they just get it from the farm. They get it in that day. You work with that fucking produce. It's like I like that idea.
I'll have you learn Icelandic.
Down. That's actually there's a plating style that's fucking erupted. I'll throw a picture up if I can at this moment to like I'll see if I'm good enough to like cut myself off but keep the audio and keep it going. But of Icelandic cooking and it's the style of plating is like half plate. Like I don't know how else to be. It's like I don't even know if it's like a third. Like it ends up being a ton of. It's probably the picture I'll throw in there. Yeah.
Nice catch.
Like that. So it's like
Okay.
a third of the plate or like a half the plate is like not used. Oh, and I did the thing.
Where's my food?
Yeah, cool. Alright, change. Cool. So like you guys. It does weird little shit for it. We're like. Anyways, it's like recording of my phone. It's a better
Okay.
idea, but I'm just gonna hold it. But it's like I don't. It ends up being weird shit. So I'll learn that. And that's one I've tried before. I have pictures of where I've tried and it looks terrible, but you know.
I just searched up 7 most unique food cuisine.
I don't know, Scandinavian is definitely like weirdly enough that's the Michelin star I think cutting edge one now.
No, okay.
Oh man. I have a ton of noise I'll have to cut out anyways. Probably call it soon. When we're at
Over an hour.
over an hour, yeah. Almost for mine an hour at 10. I don't know when you guys started recording. Yeah, is there anything else that we want to go into? I don't think there's anything else crazy that's happened my week. It'll be nerve-wracking for the next little bit to see if I can get one of 40-ish spots, but really one of 20 for what I want. For it, fucking 2 schools. They also apparently do an online culinary education, which just seemed bullshit to me. I'm guessing you just send images, or you're on like a live feed.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, we'll call it there. Look at these day. Hopefully this doesn't get too loud with all this stuff.
Yeah,
It'll be fine.
We'll have to see.
Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this outdoor version of the podcast. And if this went well, this will be somewhat of the norm. So if you like it, throw like a comment down below in the toilet section somewhere below us, probably. And yeah, some Clueless company. Hopefully episode 10, I think, or episode 11. I don't even know anymore.
Subscribe and turn on that notification bell.
Yeah, click that bell.
Please.
Yeah, please. And yeah, see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.